Hello guys, and welcome to a brand new series here on the channel, in which I'm going to be playing as Japan, and we've come back to Call of War, after realizing that that's what most people probably want on this channel, and it's a bit interesting in the sense that this is the fourth series that I'm going to be recording on Call of War, and in those four series we've gone through each of the doctrines from British India as the Allied doctrine, German Empire as or German, however you want to call it, Germany. Not really the German Empire. I think they just use that because they don't want to use any of the Nazi terms. And which is obviously the Axis doctrine, then Soviet Union with the Communist doctrine, and Japan is the Pan-Asian doctrine, which is actually interesting in the sense that I've found a lot of hype about it on YouTube and on the internet in general. It seems to be regarded widely as one of, if not the best doctrine, purely because of the terrain bonuses that you're going to get, and the exact units that the bonuses are distributed into. Most of them are actually really useful units. I'm not going to go too in depth about the different doctrines. I feel like maybe might want to do a separate video for that. So yeah, I haven't done much. Actually, I haven't done anything at all apart from send some patrols over into China. So we might as well start with researching. What have we got researched? We might want to do level 2 militia. Oh, yeah, our air forces. That's good. We've got level 3 and level 3 naval bombers and level 3 level 3 interceptors already, which is very very far. Far in terms of research, and navy doesn't look too bad. Most of the bonuses that we get are in our battleships, and they're up to level 3. And battleships are probably the most useful. I find them very very useful because they're also the best at bombarding coastal territories, because there's no real point in having naval dominance if you're not going to use that to your advantage on land, where you can bombard provinces and units from the sea, because there's not much here, and the only real bonuses that we get are in flying bombs, and we already have that research. So actually a lot of things researched. We get very nice bonuses in artillery, so we might want to go up to level 3 there. Okay, so I think I'll go here. And oh yeah, we might want to research level 2 armored cars as well, because we get bonuses in armored cars and light tanks, which are very useful in the game in general. So definitely distributed nicely for the bonuses distributed very nicely for the tanks. So as for the general plan going into the future, I feel like we're definitely going to want to take Manchukuo and nationalist and communist China. And the sooner we take nationalist China, the better. So I don't think I'm ready to do it this episode, but they pretty much have they have a very similar amount of cities. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say, and then also a similar amount of points, since points are only achieved from having cities, and therefore they have similar industries and military outputs. So I feel like we should definitely take advantage of having a much larger army than them at the start. And then obviously if we can capture all of their territories, that's a lot of points. And the longer we leave this, the longer we let them to develop, the harder it is for us to eventually, to win a war against them. But I feel like I'm not going to go to war with anyone this episode, because they're only the first episode. And we've got most of our units on mainland Japan. We have to send them over to some of our, well, they're not, can we call them like colonial possessions? Or is it occupied territories on the East Asian coast? So again, the plan is probably going to be attacking nationalist China next episode, and then after that Manchukuo the episode after. Manchukuo is pretty weak. The other thing about nationalist China is it's practically landlocked, in the sense that it doesn't have any cities which border the sea, and that means it can't produce a navy. It starts off with 2 destroyers by the looks of it, Maybe a bit. No, yeah, just two destroyers. So it does start off with a navy, but it can't develop its navy. And that's partly because we're hogging all of the Chinese coast. Obviously, like if we were to recreate modern day China in this game, that would be it would be very strong. Like it would have over 300 points for sure. So more than any other starting country. But again, if they did make a separate country for modern day China, then they probably wouldn't include as many cities in areas like Xinjiang or Tibet, because I mean they want to make them playable countries, so they want to give them at least 5 cities, and I can understand that. Yeah, same with Manchukuo. So that would be pretty easy to take. It's the weakest level of a playable country. Yeah, so as you can see, I've sent a few. Whoops. Uh, a few planes over to circle above nationalist China. From what I know, they start with, I think this is their only aeroplane division, and they start with like 23 militia units, maybe a few level 2 militia, which are quite powerful, and maybe a couple of normal infantry units. So it's not going to be too hard to take their territories, especially if we can move over some of the fast light tanks and armored cars that we have on the mainland. But yeah, let's just continue building and developing some stuff. So we've done research. Now let's see how our how our buildings are doing, or in terms of stuff we can produce from. So where would it be nice to? Okay, I feel like we should probably take advantage of. Yeah, we might want to build a level 2 tank plant here. Then yeah, so I don't see much point in particularly building too many barracks and tank plants on mainland Japan, because simply because we're then going to have to ship them over to East Asia anyway. Especially if we can, if we can actually manage to take out nationalist China and Manchukuo, we'll have a very, very large portion of our empire will be there rather than actual Japan. So it'll be much better to start straight away with mostly building that on the mainland of Asia. Tokyo, and meanwhile, we'll probably want to build some more naval bases on the actual coast. So, say for example, wow, that's a very underdeveloped city. That's Hiroshima's fine. What about Nagasaki? Also a naval base, so I guess. What about? Well, that's landlocked, and it doesn't have anything built. So yeah, we should probably build some stuff in here. What we could do is we could build a secret lab, because I don't think we start. Yeah, no, I think we still have one in Tokyo. Yeah, because normally you don't start off with any secret labs, or maybe that's just a fantasy of mine. Okay, so let's start building some light tanks here. This might be a bit boring, but I'm just going to get it out of the way. Or maybe I'll just do a bit rather than doing all of what I want to do. Tokyo. Let's build some naval bombers, because we get loads of bonuses there, and they're going to be very useful against ships defending our mainland. And I don't think we have any built currently, so that would be useful. And is this in Taiwan? Why? And you accidentally like drag on a unit while panning across the map, just very annoying. But I guess I don't mind if that. Yes, that is in Taiwan. So we might as well build. I think this is the last build I'm going to do for now. I'll do this between episodes because it's a bit boring to watch, isn't it? So let's just build a battleship. Let's. Yeah, I don't really care what the name is, to be honest. I think that it just selects any province of yours randomly, and that's just the name that is given to it. What about our resource situation? Um, so this doesn't seem too bad. We're missing a bit on iron. Oil is also going to get an issue once we start developing more armored units, and then grain isn't great. Yeah, so the resources aren't particularly fantastic now that I'm looking at them. So we might want to build some local industry in any of our oil or grain. Or how much does this? Okay, yeah, that's nice. So yeah, we should probably build a local industry here. Where have we got a rural iron province? I'll probably build. Yeah, the rare material seems to be fine. I love how they're called rare materials, but it seems like oh, that's not. It seems like most countries have a fair abundance of rare materials. I mean, France, I think, is sorted. Russia, or actually Soviet Union, I think they're also fine. Japan, as you can see, it's their best resource, well, second best after goods, but still, so not that rare. It's a bit ironic. I don't see any. So how about we go into the provinces? Makes it a bit quicker. No, thank you. Let's show all provinces. Sort by resources, and we'll build a local industry here. That's long enough. And while we're at it, we might as well build one in one of our green provinces as well. This one brings loads. Oh, it's because it's a city. Well done. So that's that for now. So that's resources sorted. Let's look at the newspaper. People just always use the newspaper as chat, and it's sometimes a bit. It is sometimes a bit annoying, and actually sometimes a bit some very inappropriate and rude language here. It seems to be fairly fine this game. So I have been looking at it before recording this video. So as it seems, if we go into coalitions, France, Spain, well, Britain used to be in the Allies, but it's left for some reason. And France has kind of taken a very vocal position in Europe and having some disputes, or as we like to call it, beef with Germany, because rival ideologies, and Italy, who have both tried to kind of resist its. Well, Italy said you're not the police force of Europe. I guess a bit irrelevant, but been put somewhat in its place by Germany very boldly paratrooping in and taking Paris. So that's the Franco-German. Yeah, basically the war between France and Germany, a Franco-German war that works. And we'll see who comes out on top. I mean, Germany's also taking Poland. It hasn't taken any cities yet. It's going to take Lodz fairly soon. So I do think Germany starts off with a big army. The French army is very big, having just played against France. I did fairly well. Unfortunately, Britain backstabbed me after being my ally, but they do start off with loads of units on the border, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that works out. I'm sort of gonna be neutral here while secretly, sneakily, expanding my sphere of influence and sphere of dominant control over East Asia. Nationalist China did actually send me let's be ally. I'm just not going to reply for now, and I think when I attack him, he'll probably be able to comprehend the obvious reply to that question. It'll be nice to ally with nationalist China. I mean, that's a possibility, but it's just like this is probably my first and last uh, playthrough. Yeah, I guess. Let's play as Japan, and I do want to go at somewhat historical and go for nationalist China, because if we can get it, we're going to be very dominant in Asia, and it'll be quite fun. Maybe next time when we play as Japan, which isn't going to be soon. I don't think I want to revisit a country until I've tried loads of other major powerful countries. But Um, but yeah, maybe next time it'll be nice to see an alliance. Not this time, though, unfortunately. Sorry, sorry, nationalist China. So the plan, more or less, is I'm already laying it out, as though it's going to be next episode. I'm assuming a very small proportion of people who clicked on the video are still watching by now. If you are, I'm very, very thankful. But you know, we're just going to feast on these two destroyers, completely finish off their navy, and then they don't really have any units on the coast anyway, so naval dominance isn't going to be that much use. And as you can see, they have a lot of units over here in this city, which I'm not going to try to pronounce. But on the other hand, this is very empty, so you could definitely sweep in and take this, especially if we send over some armored cars / light tanks. Armored cars are actually faster than light tanks, and so yeah, maybe that brings me on to a point. Maybe I'll do a kind of units comparison or tier list of all the hearts of all the Call of War units. Sorry, I'm getting confused. And yeah, I'll have to formulate my views on that topic, which will be interesting. At least very interesting to film. And there's quite a lot of cities in this sort of area, and there's not too many units. So if we have enough of a build up here around Shanghai, then we can definitely take that. And really, that's about it. So we'll just wait for these to finish researching, and then we might go on to some other researches. In terms of resources, again, going to try to boost grain because that's very useful, and oil, and possibly metal as well because that's going to be useful for building stuff. And I'm going to produce some more units when I finish recording because it's a bit boring to watch, and maybe build some more stuff in strategically placed provinces, which are going to help. And next episode, hopefully, I would have sent enough units over to the East Asian coast, and we're going to be attacking nationalist China, which will be fun, challenging, and very entertaining to watch, I hope. So if you found this video entertaining to watch, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to see more of these videos, because if you're watching long enough to listen to this, I'm assuming you probably somewhat enjoyed the video. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to see the next part and see our attack on nationalist China. That's all from me today. Bye. See you in the next one.